give it up for the police band. Thank you so much. On behalf of the mayor and the police commissioner, we welcome you to the Beacon Theater for our December 2018 graduating class. Give them a hand. And to start our program, we direct your attentions to the monitors and screens throughout the theater for our video presentation.
We've made a promise to listen to our cops, our community, and our city. The NYPD needed to change, and now it has, for the better. Our new plan of action includes trust, tackling crime, training, technology, and taking on terror. We've changed the way our cops work with the community by giving them the resources to forge real, lasting connections with the people they serve. We've driven down crime to its lowest level in 50 years by developing a new way of doing business. Neighborhood policing connects our cops with the community so they can work together to tackle crime and improve the quality of life in New York City. We've instituted new recurring training that emphasizes de-escalation and communication. And our field training program anchors Police Academy graduates in the basics of neighborhood policing and on-the-street police work. We've given a smartphone to every cop and put a tablet in every car, creating access to data in the field where it's needed most. We've instituted a dedicated operational counterterrorism unit that deploys highly trained, properly equipped critical response command teams around the city. The state of policing in New York City is strong and getting stronger every day. The people we serve demand it, and the men and women of the NYPD are listening. It's what we do. Now let's all work together to build one city, safe and fair, everywhere for everyone.
For nearly 2 centuries, we have trained to be strong and honest, to defend the defenseless, aid the injured, protect liberty, to hold together the fabric of our city. Heroes, always heroes. Heroes, always heroes. NYPD.
And thank you so much for that video presentation. Would everyone please rise for the presentation of our colors, the singing of our national anthem by the NYPD Ceremonial Choir.
Attend, hut! Present Owens.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming,
and the rocket's
red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free, and the home of the brave.
Order, Owens.
And thank you so much, NYPD Choir. Ladies and gentlemen, please remain standing for our opening prayer, our invocation by Police Department Chief Chaplain, Rabbi Dr. Alvin Cass.
Parade rest.
Almighty and eternal God, thou who controllest the destiny of all peoples and in whose hand lies the fate of all nations, we invoke thy blessing upon these graduation exercises, even as we implore thy favor upon the outstanding young men and women gathered here today who have completed the program of training to become police officers and are about to receive formal recognition of that fact. Endow them with understanding that they might act wisely and prudently in the fulfillment of their duties and responsibilities. Cause them to place their trust and reliance upon thee, that they might better cope with the problems and situations that will confront them. Direct the hearts and minds of these young officers towards upholding and maintaining thy will upon earth, and may they ever strive to win the respect and esteem of their fellow New Yorkers by laboring for the relief of the needy and the comfort of the weak. And finally, dear God, as we stand on the cusp of a new year, we beseech thee to grant to Mayor de Blasio, Police Commissioner O'Neill, and all the men and women of the New York City Police Department whose ranks have been auspiciously augmented by today's graduates, continuing success in their unceasing efforts to make New York truly a society where people of every race, religion, color, and creed can pursue their individual destinies untrammeled, unafraid, and in obedience to thy will. Amen.
Attend, hut!
And thank you so much, Rabbi Cass. Ladies and gentlemen, please be seated.
Take seats.
It's indeed my pleasure to introduce members of the dais assembled with us here this morning. I would ask that you please hold your applause until all have been introduced, seated in the first row, And on my right, the Chief of Training Bureau, Teresa Shortell, Chief of Intelligence, Thomas Galati, Chief of Counterterrorism, James Waters, Metropolitan Transportation Authority, Chief of Operations, Al Styler, Chief of Detectives, Dermot Shea, Chief of Patrol, Rodney Harrison, Chief of Staff, Raymond Spinella, Chief of Department, Terrence Monahan, the Police Commissioner of the City of New York, the Honorable James P. O'Neill, the Mayor of the City of New York, the Honorable Bill de Blasio, First Deputy Police Commissioner Ben Tucker, Deputy Commissioner for Intelligence and Counterterrorism John Miller, Federal Bureau of Investigation Assistant Director in Charge William Sweeney Jr., Deputy Commissioner for Collaborative Policing Susan Herman, Deputy Commissioner for Internal Affairs Bureau Joseph Resnick, Deputy Commissioner Department Advocate Kevin Richardson, Deputy Commissioner Support Services Bureau Robert Martinez, Assistant Commissioner Employee Relations Maria Otero, Deputy Commissioner for Strategic Communications Bill Andrews, New York City Council Member District 31 and the Chair of the Public Safety Committee Donovan Richards. Seated in our second row, the Commanding Officer, Patrol Bureau Manhattan North, Assistant Chief Kathleen O'Reilly, Commanding Officer, Patrol Bureau Bronx, Assistant Chief Larry Nakunin, Commanding Officer, Patrol Bureau Queens South, Assistant Chief Dave Barrera, Supervising Chief Surgeon Dr. Eli Kleiman, Chief of Crime Control Strategies Lori Pollack, Chief of Strategic Initiatives John Donahue, Chief of Special Operations Harry Whedon, Chief of Housing Bureau James Secreto, Commanding Officer Police Academy Deputy Chief Raymond Caroli, Chief of Personnel William Morris, Police Department Chief Chaplain Rabbi Dr. Alvin Cass, Police Department Assistant Chief Chaplain, the Reverend Monsignor Robert J. Romano, the President of the Patrolmen's Benevolent Association, Patrick Lynch, Tunnel to Towers Foundation Board Member John Huvane, Senior Executive Law Enforcement Operations, King County District Attorney Gregory Thomas, seated in our third row, the Commanding Officer, Patrol Bureau Queens North, Assistant Chief Martin Morales, the Executive Officer, Transit Bureau Assistant Chief Vincent Coogan, Commanding Officer, Patrol Bureau Staten Island, Assistant Chief Kenneth Corey, Commanding Officer, Patrol Bureau Manhattan South, Assistant Chief Stephen Hughes, Commanding Officer of the Recruit Training Sections, Inspector Richard D., Commanding Officer, Firearms and Tactics, Inspector Richard de Blasio, and we're always honored and blessed to have in our audience Lisa Tizzolo, wife of slain police officer Paul Tizzolo. Thank you for being here. Now my pleasure to ask our Chief of Patrol, William Morris, to administer the oath of office to the graduating class.
Graduating class, attend hut.
Morning. Please raise your right hand and repeat after me.
Ready, move.
I do hereby pledge and declare that I will support the Constitution of the United States and the Constitution of the State of New York, and that I will faithfully discharge the duties of the position of police officer in the New York City Police Department according to the best of my ability. So help me God. Congratulations.
Ready, front. Take seats.
And thank you so much, Chief of Personnel Morris. It's now my pleasure to introduce the Mayor of the City of New York, the Honorable Bill de Blasio.
Good morning, everybody, and congratulations, officers. We are so proud of you. For all of us up here, it is really a joy and it's an honor to be with you on this first day when you become NYPD officers. And I also want to give a shout out to the MTA PD officers who are in this graduating class. What an extraordinary moment in your lives. A moment a lot of you have been dreaming of since you were small children, thinking if you had the right stuff, if you worked hard enough, you could get to this moment. And now it's here, everyone. Now it's here. And I want to commend you. You made such a powerful choice, deciding to join the finest police force anywhere in this country, anywhere in the world. And I do not have to tell any of you it's not easy to get here. You have to be the best of the best. Every year, thousands, tens of thousands want to be where you are sitting right now. But you are the ones who had the perseverance, the commitment, the strength, the focus to actually get to this point. So I hope you're feeling proud right now. I hope you're feeling like all that hard work was worth it. And it's also important to remember, no one gets there alone. There are a lot of people here, family members, loved ones, friends, who saw you through, who supported you, believed in you every step of the way. So family members, give yourselves a round of applause. Great job. As we close the year 2018, I want to congratulate and thank all the leadership of the NYPD here on this dais, and a special thank you, of course, to Police Commissioner Jimmy O'Neill, First Deputy Commissioner Ben Tucker, and Chief of Department Terry Monahan for their outstanding leadership. Another year of driving down crime to record lows. Congratulations to all of you. A special thank you. She was acknowledged a moment ago, but I want to add my thanks because she has done extraordinary work supporting the men and women of the NYPD and the families who have lost loved ones. She's been a saint who has walked among us. Thank you, Lisa Tizzolo, for all you have done. And I want to acknowledge and thank for representing the men and women who do this important work every single day, Pat Lynch of the PBA. So this is an important day for New York City, for all 8.6 million of us, because at this day we get 496 more protectors. 496 good people came forward. Every one of you has a story of what motivated you, what inspired you, what gave you that strength to make the choice and sustain it and get all the way here. But I also want to say there are 37 of you who have done something absolutely extraordinary, and I like to acknowledge it because this shows a commitment to serving others that we can only try our best to emulate, all of us. There are 37 members of this graduating class who previously served our nation in the United States Armed Forces. Let's thank them. Now, for so many of you, you're the first member of your family to go into policing, and we thank you for that. We thank you for making that choice. There's also some amazing stories of people who are following a rich family tradition, and they come from every part of New York City, every part of the globe. I want to give you a few examples. Police officer John Anger, third-generation officer. As a child, he joined his dad, Assistant Chief Stephen Anger. When he went to work, he saw firsthand the amazing work of the NYPD. His grandfather was also a leader in the NYPD, a 33-year veteran, Assistant Chief Alfred Anger. 3 generations. I want to say a special thank you to Police Officer Anger's mother and father who are here with us. Let's give them a big round of applause. Now, looking at that great tradition of people who come here from other lands and contribute to the greatness of New York City, Police Officer Jamie Smith came here from Guyana as a child. Inspired by his aunt, Police Officer Kendra McFadden, who we lost because of a 9/11 related illness. Police Officer Smith wants to continue in the memory of his aunt, wants to work in counterterrorism and help protect us all. His mom is here, his sister is here. Let's congratulate the Smith family. And this is a reminder that people come here and bring with them an understanding of all the cultures that make up this extraordinary city. We're the most diverse city on earth, and in so many ways the most successful city on earth. And this class looks like all of New York City, speaks the languages. 34 different countries are represented here, 52 different languages spoken. And that means today's NYPD can better than ever connect with the people of all the neighborhoods of this city. And I want to give you a couple more examples of what that means for this graduating class. For example, Police Officer Ejona Rexa came as a child from Albania. In Albania, his dad was a police officer. His dad is here, his mom is here. Let's congratulate the Rexa family. One more, Police Officer Gurpreet Singh came here as a child from India. His father served in the army there. His father's here, his mom's here. Let's congratulate the Singh family. So we have here the best of the best. And you are joining a winning team. I tell this to every graduating class because it's important to recognize. You're joining a championship team. And a championship team doesn't stop trying to get even better, which is why as we end 2018, we're seeing even more progress on driving down crime. And by the way, not just driving down crime. The NYPD has played an extraordinary role in everything that's happened with Vision Zero. Vision Zero has been an effort to reduce traffic fatalities. And NYPD has been in the forefront of that effort. And we can say now, as we conclude 2018, we expect to have the lowest number of traffic fatalities in over a century. That's what a winning team achieves. Isn't that amazing? Some of you have heard the stories 20 years ago or more, very, very tragically, for all the lives are lost. We had some years in this city where over 2,000 homicides were committed. Right now, it's under 300 for the year 2018. It was under 300 last year. That kind of change is the mark of a team that keeps getting better all the time. It wasn't easy. It took generations of NYPD officers doing the hard work at the community level. But now we are reaping the rewards, the safest big city in America. But here's what we've learned also. We got safer by treating people fairly and with respect and getting that respect back and that gratitude back for our officers. Neighborhood policing has proven, time and time again, that when we create a deeper bond between police and community, everyone benefits. Every one of you, as you go out there, you are going to be changing people's lives for the better. You're going to save some lives. You're going to alter the paths of families and their futures, all for the better. And there's going to be immense gratitude for that. You deserve that gratitude. By bringing our neighborhoods and our police together, we're creating an atmosphere for everyone to actually work together like never before. And we need to deepen that. Fairness and safety walk hand in hand in this city. I'll conclude with a very, very important point for all the family members in particular. Because you've supported these good men and women. You believe in their commitment, but you want to know they're safe. And that's where all of us have a responsibility to every one of you, to the officers, but a special responsibility to their loved ones, their parents, all of those who have done so much to bring them to this day. We have to protect these officers. We have to give them the finest technology, the finest training, the finest equipment, and the amount of support they need to come home safe every single night. That's what we're committed to. This is the finest police force in this world, and we're going to keep making it greater all the time. But the reason it is the greatest police force is because of individuals of this caliber who step forward year after year to make it great, make it even greater still. On behalf of 8.6 million New Yorkers, a warm congratulations to all of you. A very happy New Year to everyone present. God bless you all, God bless the NYPD, and God bless New York City. Thank you.
And thank you so much, Mr. Mayor. Also in our audience, we are blessed and honored to have Melanie Ford, whose father was slain in the line of duty 40 years ago, November 6, 1978. Thank you for being in our audience today. It is indeed my pride and personal pleasure to introduce the Police Commissioner of the City of New York, the Honorable James P. O'Neill.
Morning, everybody. It's a little lackluster, but that's okay. It's a little rainy outside. Try again. Yep. So the way you took the oath, the way you said the oath, it was very forceful. It's good. I liked it. But first time you meet somebody on patrol, don't talk to them like that. All right, just bring it down a little bit. Good morning, everyone. Good morning, officers. You can smile. Anybody smiling here? You just finished, what, 6.5 months? 6 months? You should smile. This is a great accomplishment. Welcome to all the families and friends of our newest police officers here today, and congratulations to each of our graduates. Today, you gotta let this sink in for a minute. You're officially NYPD cops. You're officially MTA cops. Don't ever take that fact lightly. This is the largest, most respected, best trained, one of the most diverse police departments in our nation. You worked incredibly hard to get where you're sitting right now. You remember today for the rest of your lives. I know we all do. I can't believe it was January 5th. It's going to be 36 years ago. There's a reason why people decide to become cops. It's not for the recognition. It isn't for the pay. It's because you understand that cops are members of communities who believe in the possibility of making this a safer city and a safer country for everyone. You believe in the possibility of being part of something larger than yourself. Here's an example from 36 years ago. Here's an example of the work, the courage, the commitment our police officers display every day. It was New Year's Eve in 1982 when police officer Rocco Pascarella was working security outside of police headquarters. He was critically injured when a bomb planted inside a discarded food container exploded. The cops who responded to that bombing included Detective Salvatore Pastorella and Detective Tony Senft of the NYPD Bomb Squad. And I'll tell you, there are a lot of great things to do on our job, but I'm not sure I'd have the courage to be a bomb technician. The bomb squad responded wearing their bomb suits, and a couple of civilians point out 2 other suspicious packages outside the U.S. Attorney's office, which is across the street from St. Andrews Plaza from police headquarters. The detectives put a bomb blanket over one package and set to examining the second. Then a device detonated. Both cops, like their colleagues across the plaza, were critically injured but survived. All 3 members of the NYPD had put themselves directly in harm's way to defeat a terrorist attack against this city. So why do I bring this up today, of all days? One reason. It's because we never forget the sacrifice by our members who are injured or killed in the line of duty. And the second, it's because one of those detectives, Tony Senft, had a son named Brian, who also became an NYPD detective and who also joined the bomb squad. They're both retired now, but Brian had a son named Christopher, and Christopher sits among you today wearing the same shield that his father and grandfather wore as police officers. Let's give Officer Senft and his father and grandfather. You're supposed to wait for me to say, let's give him a round of applause. Thank you. Congratulations, Officer Senft. I'm sure you'll do your family, our police department, and our great city very proud. And guess where you'd like to eventually work? Yeah, that's right, the bomb squad. Well, we'll see what we can do about that, and we'll see what Officer Senth can do about that, too. I'm sure he'll work hard, and he'll get there eventually. Now, to all our graduates, each of you is now an heir to the same tradition of service that has defined the NYPD since 1845. Next week marks the start of my 37th year in law enforcement, and I can tell you that today, you're beginning what I know to be the greatest and most rewarding job in the world. Our primary mission will always be to fight crime and keep people safe. That's it. That's the job. And we must take care to make sure people feel safe, too. Not much else matters. We have to always stay ahead of the ever-changing threat of terrorism, which is an around-the-clock task. And we do an incredible job of that with the most capable intelligence and counterterrorism apparatus of any police department anywhere. And we'll always remain vigilant and keep in mind that everything our free and open society stands for: freedom of speech, freedom of worship, and most of all, freedom from fear. Everything starts with public safety. New York is the safest large city in the United States due to the hard work of the men and women wearing NYPD uniforms out in the streets today, as well as the thousands of talented and brave cops who came before them. It's also because the people who live in, work in, and visit our city recognize and understand that to achieve true public safety, it takes everyone doing their part. When you leave this theater today, the connections you'll make in the neighborhoods you'll patrol and the relationships you'll develop will keep people safe, and they'll make people feel safe too. And that's the bottom line. Never forget who you are, what you do, but most importantly, why you do it. I believe this is one of the most exciting times in law enforcement. Our neighborhood policing philosophy is redefining what it means to protect our great city. It's revolutionizing how we interact with the people we serve. And what counts more than anything is your character, your integrity, and your professionalism. And remember, your safety as police officers and the safety of the people you're sworn to protect are deeply intertwined. So listen to people's stories, respect their cultures, work to address their concerns, and you'll find that the trust you'll earn will benefit everyone. You took this job to make a difference, to do good, and you will every day you put on that uniform. I want to thank the dedicated instructors and staff of the Police Academy, our Training Bureau, our Personnel Bureau, and our Candidate Assessment Division. I'd like to thank the families and friends of our graduates. You're the ones who've supported these officers as they've embarked on their new and exciting journeys. You're the ones who will be by their sides for decades to come. Thank you for supporting our city's newest protectors. And to our graduates, congratulations again. It's my great privilege to partner with you as we make our way forward together. So after this ceremony concludes, go out, enjoy the day with your loved ones because you've earned it. And make sure throughout your career, each and every day, you tell them that you love them. It's important that you do that. But just remember that on Monday, New Year's Eve, despite the rain, I don't think it's going to be that cold this year, I'll be standing side by side with you in Times Square. You're a big part of what the NYPD does now. Right, thank you. You're now a big part of what the NYPD does better than anyone else in the world, and that's fighting crime and keeping people safe. Welcome to our NYPD family, and everyone have a safe and very happy New Year. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Commissioner O'Neill. At each graduation of recruits from the Police Academy, awards are presented to the outstanding members of the graduating class. These awards are in the form of an engraved plaque for various categories. At this time, I'll ask the Mayor and the Police Commissioner to present the following awards. Our first award is the Mayor's Award. This award is given to the student officer who has attained the highest overall average, scoring an average of 97.50%. Mayor de Blasio will present this award to Police Officer Vincent Beatnick. The Police Commission Award is presented to the student officer who attained the second highest overall average, scoring an average of 97.25%. Commissioner O'Neill will present this award to Police Officer Joseph Scalaro. First Deputy Commissioner's Award is awarded to the student who has scored the highest academic average of 99%. First Deputy Police Commissioner Ben Tucker will present this award to Police Officer Chi Ho Chen. The Chief of Department Award is given to the male and female recruit who have achieved the highest physical fitness runoff score. Chief of Department Terrence Monahan will present this award to police officers Brendan Califf and Katie McAvoy. The Chief of Training Award is given to the student officer who has scored the highest firearms proficiency average of 100%. Chief of Training Teresa Shortell will present this award to Police Officer Christopher Martinez de Almeida. The Commanding Officer of the Police Academy Award is given to the student officer who has displayed the exceptional police duty while assigned as a recruit at the Police Academy. The Commanding Officer of the Police Academy, Deputy Chief Raymond Caroli, will present this award to Police Officer Ryan Burbridge. The Patrolmen's Benevolent Association Award is presented to the student officer who has served as the outstanding company sergeant for this graduating class. The president of the Patrolmen's Benevolent Association, Patrick Lynch, will present this award to Police Officer Jennifer Zaccaro. The New York City Police Foundation Award is given to the student officer for exceptional community service. Assistant Commissioner of Employee Relations Maria Artero will present this award to Police Officer Victor Boma. Congratulations to all our awardees here today. At this time, I'm proud to introduce the officer who received the Mayor's Award, our class valedictorian, Police Officer Vincent Bieniek.
Good morning, Mayor de Blasio, Commissioner O'Neill, distinguished members of the dais, family, friends, and my fellow graduates. Today, I have the distinct honor, privilege, and pleasure to be standing before you as a valedictorian of the December 2018 New York Police Department Academy class. Thanks. This amazing journey that culminates before all of you today started on a hot, sticky Monday morning on July 2nd, 2018. On that day, we all jumped out of bed, put on our best suits, and headed over to College Point to start the career of a lifetime, one that would carry us above and beyond the call of any other occupation we ever had, and define who we're going to be for the rest of our lives. As we waited online at the police academy, we stood there anxiously to get inside the building that would grant us the opportunity of a lifetime. It was like standing on a rainbow and the pot of gold was just right ahead. That, and also because it was 1,000,000 degrees out and everyone was starting to sweat through their jackets. I'm talking to you, Morrissey. Okay. As we stood there, accomplished police officers, sergeants, and lieutenants were walking by, directing traffic, and their presence was intimidating for sure, but at the same time, motivational. They represented what we were chasing, the career we so coveted, and the absolute best that New York City had to offer. These men and women were the first people we laid eyes on once we stepped through those gates, and they set a tone that will stay with us for the rest of our lives. As things started to develop day after day at the academy, we found ourselves establishing a routine that always kept us engaged. Daily, we would learn from the best instructors the way of professional, progressive policing through the subjects of police science, social science, and of course, the law. We were taught every day that in order to be an effective police officer, you not only had to be extremely proficient in the application of the law and understanding of the patrol guide, but more importantly, the application of how to be a human being. That a good cop goes out during their tour, makes personal, direct connections to the members of the public, understands their lives, their struggles, and most of all, listens. Because at the end of the day, that's what we're here to do. Serve the public in any way, shape, or form that we can, and treat them as if they were members of our own family. We also received the best training from the physical training and tactics instructors, from Sergeant Anderson's critically acclaimed workouts and trademark exercise of knuckle push-ups, to gym, firing range, and driver's training blocks that would give us information that not only would keep us safe, but more importantly, keep the lives of the people we swore to protect. Whether it was honing your discipline and firearm skills at the range, learning how to perform high-risk felony car stops at driver's training, or utilizing the critical decision-making model in gym and performing tactics with the minimum amount of force needed, we were engaged every day. 1 second of your mind wandering off could mean you missed out on invaluable information that would be helpful to you in a stressful situation one day. With all these new responsibilities being thrown on our plates, from the patrol guide and department procedures to the penal law and interactions with the public, it was overwhelming at times. I mean, 6 months ago, I was Vinny from Long Island delivering pizza. I know. How was I along with my fellow graduates, supposed to handle all this? Couple it with studying and staying in the gym, new work hours, and not seeing our families as much. It seemed as if the cards were stacked against us. But over my 22 years on this earth, there's one thing that I've learned. That strength does not find us when it's convenient, but when it's needed. That when you find yourself in a hole, when things look bleak and you feel alone, strength will find you. It may not come in a swift surge. All your problems and what's weighing on you might not disappear in a day. But you can be damn sure to chip away at it and never give up. Breath after breath, foot after foot, inch by inch, day by day, we all can improve. My mom and dad can tell you life hasn't always been easy for us. And there have been a bunch of times that life's given me a blow to the chin and bounced me off the canvas. But because of their strength, the strength of my friends and family, I've been able to dust myself off, look life in the face, and say, I can do this all day. So the trials and tribulations that life may bring us as police officers, I say, here's a free shot, but make it count. Because when I get up, when we all get up, you're going to get all we got. On behalf of the graduating class, I'd like to thank Chief of Training Teresa Shortell, Commanding Officer of the Police Academy, Deputy Chief Raymond Caroli, and Commanding Officer of the Recruit Training Section, Inspector Richard D. I'd also like to thank the following people for their relentless support and encouragement: our platoon commander, Lieutenant Hillowitz, squad supervisor, Sergeant Sanderlin, official company instructor, Police Officer Chris Berlanga, and the company's favorite instructor, physical training and tactics instructor, Police Officer Brian Rayo. All you went above and beyond to help us achieve our goal of becoming police officers. As we look back on our time spent with all these amazing leaders and instructors, one thing that stands out to me is not only how they were engaged in teaching their respective materials, but the vested interest they had in all of us. This wasn't just a job for them. They didn't just go through the motions to have us skate by. You could feel how much they cared, how badly they wanted to see us succeed, and how they always went the extra mile to prepare us. I'd also like to thank my friend and company sergeant, Police Officer Francis Veltri, Assistant Company Sergeant Joel Milian, and our company's administrative officer, Police Officer Anthony Augustine. And of course, how could I forget Company 1839? I spoke about the first day we all experienced and the struggles individuals may have outside the academy during these 6 months. 1839 alleviated all that for me, and we were family from day one. There was never a dull moment. We all meshed so well, feeding off each other's energies to get the best out of one another. And I'm sure every company in this graduating class can attest to that. From Company 1839, I'd like to personally thank Police Officer Thomas John Boyle and Police Officer Natasha Bernard. They had the daunting task of sitting next to me every day in class and had to deal with my excessive note cards, smelly protein shakes, and my poor communication skills during the trimester. You guys deserve an award for that. Finally, I would like to thank Police Officer Nancy Chinchilla Burros, Police Officer Jeff Camphora, and Christina Procone for all they did for my company. And there are two people in attendance here today that mean the world to me, and they're the reason why I'm standing before you. My mother, Francesca Bienick, and my father, William Bienick. Mom, I want to let you know that all you Thanks. Mom, I want to let you know that all you do for me and my sisters does not go unnoticed. We love you with all our hearts. You taught me how to fight, Mom, how to be a survivor, how to flip the odds, do things that no one expects of you, and then to keep going. All I've ever wanted to do is make you proud, which is why I find it poetic how I received the notification to get sworn in on your birthday. I couldn't wait for you to get home to tell you that we made it. And when I finally did, we embraced with tear-filled eyes, and it was one of the greatest moments of my life. You represent the fire inside of me, the desire to keep getting better, and I love you with all my heart, Mom. Now, Dad, you are and always will be my first superhero. Ladies and gentlemen, my father, William Bienick, detective second grade, gave 35 years of service to his department and is my inspiration for becoming a police officer. There was no better feeling when I was a kid to see you walk through the back door after work every day, give you a big hug, and talk about what bad guy you caught. I was in amazement of everything that you did. I was so proud to tell people my dad was in the NYPD, and I wanted to be just like you. All my friends growing up thought you were such a cool dad, how you're always so squared away that they thought you were a secret agent or something. But that wasn't what impressed me the most. What did is that you always did what was right. You always knew what to say, you were there when I needed you, you picked me up when I fell, and taught me invaluable lessons. Back during orientation week, Chief Shortell gave us all something that resonated heavily with me. It was a poem titled Your Name, which I encourage everyone to read. It told the story of how a name gets passed on from father to their child, and that the journey that entails, and no matter what path life takes you on, you can never hurt your father if you carry his name with pride. I hope that you could look at me, Dad, and believe that I'm honoring your name, and I also hope that one day I could be half the man you are. So, my dad and I have this tradition. Every year we go out and we see all the big superhero films, and this year we're excited to see the new Avengers, which reminds me, May 3rd, Dad, you got no plans. We're seeing that. So I grew up on these movies, and a certain movie quote really shaped my life and had a tremendous impact on me becoming a police officer. All my fellow graduates here today are special in their own way. They can all do something that most people can't. They may not be able to fly or shoot webs or defy the laws of physics with a shield, but they are all exceptional human beings, capable of doing amazing things. And by sitting here today, that shows that they're aware that if you can do these things, it is your responsibility to use those abilities to benefit someone else. That's what it means to be a superhero, doing everything in your power to help those without it. Imagine that person that needs help is someone near and dear to you. You'd run through a wall to provide them with everything that you need. Every New Yorker out there is someone's Francesca Bienick or William Bienick, and I refuse to let any one of them down. So, July class of 2018, whatever life has in store for us, never forget these words. With great power comes great responsibility. This is our gift, our choice. Who are we? We are the NYPD. Congratulations to all of you. Stay safe, and God bless.
And thank you so much. And now, to perform a musical selection, I'd like to introduce the pipes and drums of the NYPD Emerald Society. As Mayor de Blasio mentioned earlier, we're honored to have those student officers who have worn 2 uniforms, those of the NYPD and those of our armed forces. And to celebrate that and to honor them, the Emerald Society Pipes and Drums will now perform a selection of military anthems. As the anthem of your song, of your branch of service is performed, please feel free to rise. That's our audience and also our dais, as well as our student officers.
United States Army. United States Air Force. United States Coast Guard. United States Navy. United States Marine Corps.
Ladies and gentlemen, a round of applause for our Emerald Society Pipes and Drums. I now take this opportunity to present the student officers who are assigned as company sergeants for the class of December 2018. These officers assumed additional responsibilities beyond just their academic and physical training. They acted as liaisons between the staff and the fellow student officers. Will the company sergeants please rise and be acknowledged?
Company sergeants, attend hut. Take seats.
Members of our audience may be curious about those officers wearing gold citation cords. They are being recognized for achieving overall scores that place them at the top 10% academic average of this graduating class. This is a superior achievement, especially when you consider our curriculum is accredited for 36 college credits. Will those officers please rise and be recognized?
Gold citation cords, attend hut. Take seats.
I'd like to acknowledge the official company instructors and all the instructional staff at the Police Academy, and now that they rise and be recognized for all their hard work in preparing this graduating class. Ladies and gentlemen, the Police Academy graduating class would like to thank all of you for the support that you have given them to make this day possible.
Graduating class, attend hut. About face. Present O's. Order O's.
And would everyone please rise for our benediction by Police Department Assistant Chief Chaplain, the Reverend Monsignor Robert J. Romano.
Parade rest.
Let us pray. Heavenly Father, we give you thanks for this day. 6 months ago, our graduates entered the academy to learn, and today they are about to leave to serve the people of our great city. They are our newest heroes. It's been a long road, but today they have realized their goal to be police officers. Today they become a part of the history of the NYPD. Lord, be with them in their future endeavors. Watch over them and keep them safe from all harm. Bless them with wisdom and right judgment to be fair and just in their duties and interactions with the people they have sworn to serve. Let the oath that they have made and the excitement and zeal that they have on this, their graduation day, follow them throughout their careers in our department. Bless our graduates' families, their wives and husbands, fathers and mothers, and their children for the many sacrifices they have made and will continue to make for their careers. Bless their instructors for the sharing of their wisdom and expertise. We thank them for a job well done. Finally, Lord, we ask you to bless and protect Mayor de Blasio, Commissioner O'Neill, and all the members of the New York City Police Department, uniformed and civilian, for the continual work that they accomplish to make our city a safer place for all of us to live and work in. May this new year of 2019 be a year filled with peace, peace in our world, peace in our country, peace in our city, and peace in our homes. May God bless our graduates. May God bless the NYPD. And as always, may God bless the United States of America. Amen.
Attend hut.
That's why you can't say it. And thank you so much, Monsignor Romano. The class has chosen to recognize their place in the history of the NYPD as witnessed by their class motto: with honor, we protect and serve.
Graduating class. Graduating class. Attend. Hunt.
Commissioner O'Neill wanted to make sure that you used the confetti, so. At this time, I invite everyone to join us in the singing of God Bless America. It will be led by Police Officer Jonathan Perez and the police band.
As the storm clouds gather far across the sea, let us swear allegiance to a land that's free. Let us all be grateful to a land so fair, as we raise our voices in a solemn prayer. God bless America, land that I love. Stand beside her and guide her through the night with the light from above. From the mountains to the prairies, to the oceans white with foam. God bless America, my home, sweet home. God bless America, my home, sweet home.
Thank you so much, Officer Perez. On behalf of the mayor and the police commissioner, I thank you all for attending our graduation ceremony. I ask everyone please remain in their seats until the graduates have left the theater. Thank you, and have a blessed and happy new year.
Graduating class. Left and right, face.
Well done.
Forward, march.